Welcome to Converse Cobb, the podcast where Nick tells us lies and stands by them and hopes we forget by the next week. Nick, you told us the story last week. You were like, the man would ride a rhino, and then the rhino got sick of it and ate the man. And I said, Nick, this is nuts. Rhinos are herbivores. I don't even know if they have teeth. They're not eating men. And you swore by it. You stood by it, and I in turn told you about the fable of the scorpion and the frog, which makes sense because there's like a lesson about nature there. Yours is just like, hey, a rhino might eat you, and it made no sense. And you're like, yeah, but it's a good story, right? Well,
I did not say, yeah, but it's a good story, first off.
No one will look
Secondly, you
it
didn't
up.
have to do an impression of my voice like that. It makes me sound like an illiterate caveman.
Well,
some
the
Neanderthal.
point is,
And secondly, it was inaccurately put out there that it was a rhino. Although rhinos have been known to gore people.
gore, but not
secondly,
eat.
it ended up being.
It's like saying a horse ate a man.
It ended up being a hippo, which makes tons of sense. Tons of sense. Because as we've discussed many times, even I think we even brought it up on the Dinosaur Kumite episode, the hippo is just the lion is not the king of the jungle. It's the hippo.
Right.
It's just that the hippo doesn't care about the popularity.
Can you please apologize to all the parents who listen to our show who told their kids the rhino bedtime story?
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Week, thinking that
was a hippo
real
this
thing.
whole time. The weird looking animal. The one that looks like it should be wearing like a Galactica shirt or something like that.
Right. And I have one more bone to pick, but this is a really funny one.
I can't wait
I'm
for it.
furious about the rhino thing. This is not you. This is Jingle Master Tony.
Rhinos have killed people. They just didn't necessarily eat them, but they've gored them.
But the point
to
was
death.
the eating of your. Okay. Yes, of course they've gored people to death. You're supposed to stay away. They're like a 3,000-pound animal. Okay. We are banned in Kosovo and Japan.
That's a bummer, actually. But like, who are we being made an example of?
It does feel like the judge threw the book at us, right? It's like the beginning of Oz, where they throw the lawyer in for 10 years, and he's like, "This is my first offense," and they're like, "We got to make an example."
I don't know what they're trying to. That's like a principal making example out of the kid who's been sick the entire year. Nobody even knows they exist.
That is a great analogy, because all we did was play a jingle that Tony apparently used some copyrighted music in by a Japanese artist, but he said everyone uses this.
Which, that's typical of Tony to say that kind of thing.
That sounds like the Jingle Master right there, if I've ever heard of him.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's stealing music. I assumed he was in his garage with his one-man band, just kind of, doing that whole old thing.
Man, if next week he tries to shoehorn in Cars for Kids, I'm going to catch it.
Well, I don't think the podcast was ever going to take off to a level in Kosovo where we would be touring Kosovo.
Speak for yourself.
But I would like to be able to enter Japan without them asking me extra questions at customs.
I've always wanted to go to Japan, and now I'm going to be stressed.
Yeah.
When I get there, and I'm like, I'm getting frisked just because of the Jingle Master.
Mm-hmm. They'll
He's
say,
trying to, get something by the Japanese, and he did not.
What's
whiffed.
the purpose of your visit? Oh, vacation. Okay. How long will you be here? Oh, 10 days. Okay. Do you have a podcast? No, you don't. Well, I don't in Japan, apparently. Dude, Nick, one more thing I got to tell you about this Facebook Marketplace stuff. The saga continues. I put a nice soundboard up. It's like a $300 soundboard new. It's in pristine condition. I put it up for, I think, $125.
And you paid $300 for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell of a deal. I got a.
Wait, can I ask first?
Yeah.
Did they offer trade or did they lowball?
Neither, actually.
What did they do?
They said, "Would you consider donating it to a church or school?" Church or school? Which are you, lady? Which one?
Whichever one.
Is it whichever I prefer, whichever I say? Oh yeah, just mark it down to the Church of Cynthia.
I was trying to sell. What do you? Last week I was trying to sell this Peloton all week. Mm-hmm. Somebody hit me up after, it must have been Saturday. Otherwise I would have mentioned it on Friday. And they said, "Would you be willing to donate to the Boys and Girls Club?"
They need a Peloton.
But I sold that thing. And then today, I go on and there's this guy post. He's getting rid of this armoire. He's like Walter E. Smythe, which is a really nice furniture store here. Walter E. Smythe armoire, and it looks like there's no flaws. And he's just giving it away. He's rich. You can look at his neighborhood, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a rich dude. And so immediately it was like, yeah, man, I'll come and pick it up right now. And he responds an hour later, like, "In talks, I'll let you know." Like, what do you mean in talks? Like, you said it was free. Is this like, so what? I come in and like, I'll come and pick it up for free.
No,
you're going to come back and be like, no, $15. Yeah.
You got to go up to $5. I think that means someone's already says they're en route. Like someone's already claimed it.
Yeah. But then you would just say pending.
I think maybe it's just a weirdo.
Yeah. In talks means like you're talking about price. It's odd.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I'm selling a couch tonight.
Are you really? I got several deals going right now. I'm selling a knife sharpener today, apparently, and a baseball glove.
Nice, man. That's great. It's really fun. I thoroughly enjoy like just getting rid of shit, especially when it's on Facebook Marketplace.
I'm selling 5 Canon lenses and a nice Canon DSLR camera, a bag, a tripod, memory cards, and all this stuff. And people lowball me like crazy. I'm like, dude, I got offered twice what you're offering from a store. Like, I'm not gonna I got offered $585 from a store. I'm not gonna sell it to you for $300. And he goes, "Well, I'm on a budget." I'm like, I don't care.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, Radio Shack on Magnolia asked me to donate it, so I'm gonna go there before I sell it to you.
Just imagine going to a shoe store and you're like, "How much are these Jordans? $215. Oh, and tax." I'll tell you what, I'm on a budget. I'll give you $60. I'm on a budget. Just tell Mr. Michael. People are out of their minds.
I wish that all commerce was done this way. Like, throw out all the apps. All commerce was done through any kind of mix. You could just throw anything you want. Like, you go to a car dealership, and like it's going to be $38,000, and you're like, "How about $25,000?" And I give you a whole bunch of old bricks that are in my backyard.
Yeah,
but you've got to come pick them up.
You got to pick them up. I've told you about that negotiating thing on this podcast.
Yes.
Oh God, I cannot remember. He was like a hostage negotiator, and he's like, whenever you're buying like a car or anything, start with 60% of what you're willing to pay. And just say, you have no more money. That's all I can do is 60%. And then you go up to 80% of what you're willing to pay, then 90% of what you're willing to pay, then 95% of what you're willing to pay. And then you'll end at your amount. And
but what's the willing to pay? I mean, is the willing to pay the full asking, or is it?
No. Well, no. If it was that, you would just pay it. What are you talking about? But I'm curious. Like, it only means something if willing to pay is like 20% less. Let's just say, yeah, exactly. Let's just say a car is $40,000 and you're only willing to pay $35,000. You would say, if you can only do, I mean, the problem is it sounds psychotic. And he says that he's like, you have to be like willing to come off like a crazy person and say, they're like, it's listed 40 and you go, "Oh man, I was hoping I could get out of here at 22,000. Like, you really, You really have to do that. You have to come across as a crazy person. And then you go up to from 60 to 80, 90, 95. And then
Do you want to
where
split a ham sandwich? I mean,
yeah. He goes through the psychology of it, and he said, he's done talks at Harvard Business School, Princeton, and Stanford, and everyone's like, yeah, this would work. It's crazy, but it will work. And every time the salesperson goes to talk to their manager, they'll just be like, what the fuck, man? I don't know.
I'm sure it does work, but using he's done talks somewhere doesn't mean anything to me anymore. After I went to a big lecture at IU when I was there, Indiana University, and it was a guy, his whole lecture was dinosaurs didn't exist.
Yeah.
And his proof was, if you looked in the dictionary, it was something I forget what it was, but it involved the dictionary.
Stop it.
Nah, man. I'll talk to my old friend Chris Greer. I swear he went with me. His whole thing, it involved looking up a word in the dictionary. I don't know if it was extinct. I don't know what it was, but that was his proof. And everybody, 300 people in the hall are just nodding their heads finally.
Dude, that was someone on the school board in the county where I lived in Southern Virginia when I was a kid, who he was making an argument against foreign language requirements in schools. And he said, if Jesus was good enough for if English was good enough for Jesus Christ, it's good enough for us. and then this is my mom's friend who's on the board, and she's like, that doesn't make sense, and it would be irrelevant even if it did. And he goes, well, I don't know about you, but I've read my Bible and it's not in Spanish.
You can't really argue with that.
You can't. That I used to do a joke about on stage. I was like, because in order to argue with that, you have to start at the most fundamentals of human thought. Or
at the very minimum, you would have to explain publishing. And God knows you don't want to get into that conversation with him because he hasn't read any other books.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's you have to get, well, that's because you bought it in English. Wait a minute. What? But no, Jesus wrote this.
And as a matter of fact, there's no claim that he ever wrote it.
No, by the way. I mean, no, of course not. Not, I mean, there's nothing in it that's even attributed to him it's so absurd. But
there's nothing you can do about that, man. Did I tell you that? Wait, hold on.
How was your?
Did I tell you, I went to go to? I've got to tell you this before I forget. I went to my daughter's basketball game. Right, we go on Saturday, and it's always packed. People come out in droves. It's like they're tailgating for these basketball games. These kids are 7 years old, 8 years old. The basketball itself sucks to the level where they're not allowed to steal off the dribble. They're not allowed to steal off the dribble.
What?
I have told my daughter, look, for the purposes of these games,
you can steal passes, but not off the dribble.
Correct. I'm like, for the purposes of these games, do not stop dribbling until you've decided to shoot or pass. Don't, because then if she just stops dribbling, 9 kids come and swarm her, right? So first off, that's how bad the league is, right? They cannot steal off the dribble. And oh man, they can steal off the pass, and also you can foul someone on a shot, but nothing happens other than inbounding. And I would say maybe 10% of the time they successfully inbound the ball to their own team. Maybe. So I'm telling her, look, never stop dribbling and foul every single time somebody shoots.
Yeah.
Every single. So
absolutely.
So this is the kind of basketball we're watching. Okay.
Oh my God. This
I
is
go
crazy.
there, and after about 10 minutes, a kid throws something up. It's 2-0, right? And it's 2-0 for another 15 minutes. And then some other kid throws something up, makes it 2-2. And a dad a few feet away claps really loudly and goes, "We got a tie ball game in here."
Oh, shit. Oh, God. God, I'm going to have an asthma attack. Oh, my God. We're having
dude, we've still got 8 minutes left. There's no way we're not going to overtime. Why are you happy about this? I'd rather them roll out a TV and have us watch Hoosiers than have to be forced to continue to watch no stealing basketball. We got a tie game in here as if he was trying to hype up like
dude, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was special. A lot of people moved that were around him at that point, but I mean, you support the fact that he's trying to get people invested, but no one's invested, man. Everybody just wants it to be over.
We came back all the way from 2 down.
It's like, who's breaking this tie? It's not happening.
The Red Salamanders are on a 2-0 run. Really turn this ball game around.
They're all named after NBA teams, which makks it worse.
Amazing.
Because you're
like, oh God,
the Celtics are up 2-0.
And
over the
Knicks. Do you always just go, are they?
Yeah. That was my favorite thing that happened this weekend.
I mean, that should be your favorite thing that happened this weekend. We should talk about this next because we just talked about Japan, and this is something in Japan that's like, yeah, this is why I want to go to Japan right here. Rachel sent me this video. This is apparently a tourist experience in Japan. And if I lived there, I would get a membership to this place and go every week. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Sorry for the people who are on the audio side of the podcast, which is most of our listeners, but check this out. This is a disaster survival center. So instead of going to play mini golf, you're prepping for rainstorms, or for typhoons, for floods pushing doors open. They do earthquake simulation. This is you're trying to get out of a car that's trapped underwater.
I
doesn't this look
absolutely
incredible?
Brilliant.
And this is getting under like out of a smoky room or smoky building. I mean, it's incredible.
I'm kind of really took my breath away there because it's like we have what are those rooms that like escape rooms? Why don't we just have this instead? That's
way better.
A fantastic idea.
An escape room is just you're in a car in the ocean. Get out.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. That earthquake simulator, the typhoon one, that looks fun.
Yeah, it does.
Just hold on for life as water is coming at you.
I've always wanted to know if I could push open a door, a heavy door.
Yes.
If there's a flood. I've always wanted to know, and I probably couldn't because I've seen The Abyss, and they're never able to close a single door when it starts flooding in that ship.
Yep.
I think they just know how to live, and they know how to prep their kids.
Everyone I know, they do know how to prep their kids. Everyone I know who's been to Japan or is from Japan, they're just like, we're about several decades ahead of the rest of the world.
Wait, you mean behind the rest of the world?
No, Japan is several decades ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to go there, man. Would you take a job right now as like, an English teacher over there?
No.
Like the money's fine. It's fine.
No.
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, we could all get English teacher jobs in nice places, but we don't.
Okay, but it's like the contract. You don't even have to look for it. It's just like, here it is. Here's how you're going to live. It's a pretty good salary. You wouldn't do it for 1 year? Just like...
No, I'm 44 years old.
All right, fine. God, you're no fun.
I'm not going to... What are you talking about? You wouldn't just live in a hostels in Eastern Europe for a year? You wouldn't do that? You can do it. You wouldn't do that?
No,
why would I do
Japan,
that?
Japan, man. Japan
but
pays
why would
well
I
for
up
that
in
kind
my
of stuff.
life for a year?
Well, you don't like the house that you're in. You don't like it. You've said there's not enough room for anything. You're selling your stuff to people on Facebook Marketplace that are lying about a charity. Like, what kind of charity would you consider donating to? The YMCA? Yeah. What? No, not the Y. Okay.
No. Yeah. And
how about We're Saving Turtles? How about that?
And to be clear, I'm selling stuff because I just got too much stuff. It's like I'm selling things that I have that I don't use. Like we got baseball gloves. There's like a comic softball league here. So I don't know if they're softball gloves. I don't know if it's the same glove. I have no idea. I never played bat sports as a kid. And we played twice.
Sticks.
The first time we borrowed gloves. The second time we bought gloves. And I hit a line drive into a comic, JJ Whitehead, into his shin. And his shin ballooned up. It looked like this softball was under his skin. and it horrified me. I felt like I assaulted a man, and I never played again. So finally selling the gloves.
Here's the armoire guy.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man, no, it's the couch guy for tonight. He's asking if Zelle is okay for payment. Yes, of course. I do get some of the people asking like Cash App or Venmo, which I'm not. I think you can cancel Venmo payments.
I don't know.
But Zelle I'll take. Yes, Peloton.
You won't take Venmo. Zelle. Okay. I did not know that Venmo was shifty like that. Would you like to hear some conspiracy theories?
I would. I would like to hear a couple of conspiracy theories.
All right. Conspiracy theories is a game where I give you 3 conspiracy theories. You tell me which one was made up. This time, they're all from Jingle Master Tony. Here's the conspiracies jingle that is not banned in Kosovo nor Japan.
You wouldn't believe what I've seen or heard, but ever since a man would see that bird. The earth is flat, we're protected by the ice wall. Bigfoot plays minor league football. Says
That's fantastic.
There we are. We're protected by the ice wall, and Bigfoot plays minor league football. I'm going to give you 3 conspiracy theories. You tell me which one is made up. First, the DARE program was a mid-level marketing pyramid scheme for police officers who also used it to have kids rat on family members to increase arrests to meet quotas.
Oh, okay. I don't understand the mid-level, the MLM part, but okay.
I'm not sure either. I
didn't know money was in play.
Maybe they're getting kickbacks on the by hitting quotas. They get bonuses. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure where the pyramid goes into it either.
Crime Stoppers money in there.
But this is, hey, we're in the world of conspiracy theorists. We don't know. We don't know how
their
brains
work. Logic. Yeah. Okay.
Number 2, Finland does not exist. It was created during the Cold War by Russia and Japan as an idea. The area that we call Finland is just water and used exclusively for fishing and whaling. The goods are shipped to Japan through Russia as Nokia products.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So they're saying that everyone who's ever been to Helsinki and anywhere, they're lying.
They're kidding themselves.
That anytime a national team plays the Finnish national team, they're not actually in Finland.
The current Grizzlies head coach is not actually from Finland.
No,
He's just saying that for flair.
Tens of millions of people who are lying and keeping this conspiracy going.
I like it.
Number 3, the American Revolution was won with the aid of aliens who intervene in our affairs every few thousand years in the hopes of spurring humanity's development as a species. In the case of the Revolution, Benjamin Franklin established contact with them with his lightning experiments.
Okay, which one do I think that you made up? Correct?
Jingle Master Tony made up.
The Jingle Master Tony made up. I think he made up the first one.
You think he made up that DARE is a mid-level marketing scheme?
Yeah.
Or is it multi-level? I don't know. I don't know the word.
Multi-level marketing.
MLM.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, that is a real one. He made up the aliens in the Revolution.
Ah, son of a bitch. I've heard of the second one. I've heard of the Finland one. So I'm embarrassed that out of just 2, I still got it wrong. I'm usually pretty good.
I'm telling you, man. I know that in a lot of ways we're getting smarter and smarter as humans, but in some ways, my God, we're getting stupid.
No, I think that humans are getting way dumber. It's just the technology.
Well, yeah, that's what
is getting way better.
Some things are getting better, right? That are on display. Things like technology, right? But then everything else is just, oh my God. People think Finland doesn't. I mean, arguably crazier than thinking the Earth is flat.
How many people believe it, right? How many people know that Finland is a country? And what portion of those people are like, no, it's not. It's
right.
That's bullshit. I mean, what?
Right.
What,
also,
where do they meet up and chat about it?
How do you explain them joining NATO? if they're a Russian imagination.
I got your answer right here.
Yeah,
a dictionary, because that's all you need to disprove fossils.
Right.
That's all you. Never any dinosaurs ever. I don't even know why people get so upset about dinosaurs. They're pretty widely regarded as being awesome. Like, it's awesome to think that we exist on this planet where dinosaurs used to, and like, no, you don't want that to be true. Why?
It's amazing. Well, it's biblical literalists. If we can just talk about this for a second, because this is a subject that I'm obsessed with. Is
what
the
country is
formation
going to
of religions, right?
Make an example of us this time. Yeah, go for it.
It is there's a certain group who, for some reason, they don't look into the like historicity of their religions. They just think these books were written by God. No one claims that in any religion. We know when the Tanakh or the Old Testament was written, roughly. We roughly know the group who wrote it. We definitely know why they wrote it. In the New Testament, we know who wrote Paul's letters, except there are a few of them that we don't, that are probably written by other people. And then the Gospels, there were, dozens and dozens and dozens that were passed around. And the four that were chosen to go in the New Testament were chosen, by the Constantine's council, right? Well, none of them even have names on them. They don't have Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. These are just names that were picked by the council, right? And they were like, well, Luke seems to be a Greek, and he talks about Paul. We'll say this one's Luke because he's a Greek, So, and that's how these things happen. And it's many decades after Jesus' lifetime, right? No one ever claimed that these things were contemporaneous. No one ever thought this. No one even, like, Christianity wasn't even a religion. It was just a sort of a sect of Judaism for a little over 100 years, and very small. And then you got these fucking people now who are like, they have no curiosity to look into these things and just see things that, like, just translation errors, or like, well, if you look at the Greek translations, and then you go to the Latins, well, the Latin translations just have full sections that are not in the Greek that scribes just added, just like, things as repeated as the walking on water to the end of John with the going to the tomb, like these things that are just added by scribes for sometimes literary purposes, sometimes to please their I can't remember, their benefactor, and then you have these group, and it's really an American thing. Like, this is biblical literalism. It's mostly an American thing, and they just like, well, anything that's not in the Bible is not real, and it's like, no, like most, like early Old Testament was always metaphor, like Genesis and stuff, like that was always taken as metaphor. And now you have these people who are like, no, if it's not in here, it's not real. And it's like, dude, look around you, read a book about this stuff, like listen to scholars, look at archaeological evidence and stuff. Anyway, I'm sorry to go on. Like,
I think there's an answer to it. I think there is an answer of why.
Yeah,
I think the answer is that that's where their friends are.
Yeah,
like that's why would you need to, if all of your friends, everyone you know and love, are all in this church, or at least in this thinking?
Yeah,
why would you leave it? It's the same as like that Flat Earth documentary of where the scientist used who's flat earther or in that organization or whatever, in that community. And he did an experiment and realized he was wrong. But they asked him about it, and he's like, well, I'm not going to tell any of my friends about it because they're my friends.
Yeah, they just don't want to change their beliefs. But how do you fall into that? How do you not have curiosity?
I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, you don't get to choose what you believe, right? You shouldn't. You should believe what's convincing.
They absolutely choose what they believe.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. But you can't go a full lifetime, assuming they live a full lifetime, without being exposed to some other ideas. Like I remember an uncle of mine who died when I was young. Remember saying to my mom, he's like, I just believe if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, then you're going to hell. And he was Episcopalian.
Wow.
Yeah, and my mom's like, really? Even people who like never even heard of him, and he's like, yeah, that's just what I believe. And it's just like, all right, man, I kind of wish that I could compartmentalize like that and just, nope, I'm going to turn off the valve and I'm not going to think about this anymore.
Yeah.
This is just what I believe. It's like, but you believe in something really freaking dark.
Yeah.
You also believe that you're one of the very few that have ever existed that gets to go to heaven. It's odd. It's an odd.
It's really wild, yeah, and it's driven by the dark side of it. And this is another thing is that throughout time, so there were many revelations written, right? And the one that got put in the Bible is the revelation of John, right? Well, we know it was the same. The reason they call it that is because we know it was written by whoever wrote the Gospel of John. So it's called the Revelation of John. It doesn't have that text in it, but that's what scholars call it. There are many other revelations that were written, and people at the time, all the way until now, religious scholars, secular scholars said, why the hell is this in the book? Why is this, or in the Bible? Why is this in here? It doesn't fit with anything else. If you read Revelation, it is the antithesis of the rest of the New Testament. It's the antithesis of the Old Testament. It's really crazy, and it was thought at the time that it was put in there as a way of controlling the population, because when Constantine, like, basically he was trying to unite the empire, and he needed to pick a religion because they were splintered. They were sort of a ecumenical empire, and that, like, this region's this region's that, and he's like, I need to draw everyone together. I need to pick a religion. Well, this religion has a footprint, relatively small footprint in the east, and a relatively small footprint in the west. We can pick this one. They have different customs everywhere. That's like why things like the Qumran caves, like the synoptic, not synoptic, the Gnostic Gospels rather, that were found in Qumran, in all the books like the Gospel of Thomas and stuff. They're so different from the rest of the Bible because every region had their own version of Christianity, just like you had the 12 tribes of Israel. And then Constantine said, no, we're going to pick the one that's correct, and if you don't go with this, you will be killed. And that's why the papyrus or whatever from Qumran was hidden in the caves and not found till a few decades ago. It's because all these tribes just had to hide it and change their religion. That there's still groups in Ethiopia that have very different beliefs from the current Christian churches, because they just never changed from 1900 years ago.
Wow.
But so anyway, it's like this is all stuff in history books. Like, we know this stuff was very well documented. So it's really weird to just go, God wrote the book. It's like, this is all documented. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
I do. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it kind of answers your question from before. Are we getting dumber or not? Like now it's kind of like everything, all education from when you first start school is a la carte. Like, what do you want to learn about? And you don't have to learn about anything else. And that's all fun and whatever when you're talking about like calculus and, why would I need that? I want to be a basketball coach. Why do I need that?
Mm-hmm.
Some things, physics, chemistry, how many people are really going to need that? But then there's other stuff where you're like, you kind of need to at least know and have some awareness of it.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's how I felt in college too. When I went to an academic advisor, and he changed all my classes, and then I changed them back, and he was giving me all these electives that were kind of like easy and popular and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, I'm paying all this money to be here. I want to learn. I want to do stuff that's, and I don't want to pay like, $2,000 to play golf 10 times. Like,
right.
What, you know what I mean? Or just anything that's like non-academic. Why would I pay money for that? And I know friends who did classes like this, and you know, like I know someone who did a class on that 70s show. I'm like, man, thousands of dollars.
I mean,
what are you doing?
I did both. I did stuff that was, I did like a whole semester on Nepal. On the other hand, I also took a bowling class. So I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite.
Did you do the bowling class because your other classes were really hard at the time and you were like, I just need to round this out?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember my schedule at the time. But we know what our promo is going to be. And that's going to be the entire last 15 minutes. That's the promo.
I think we can keep it in. What do you think? I don't know.
I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
I think sometimes we got to be. I think sometimes we got to be serious and drop the hammer on these motherfuckers.
I mean, yeah. I just held the nail. You're
all grounded. All right.
I like it. Hey, we've got our buddy Kai, our very funny, just really just hilarious, thoughtful, just giver of great ideas, sent us a packet.
And slanderer.
Yes, of you. Yes.
That audio he sent last week. Should we just play that first?
Play it again. Yeah, absolutely. Anytime we bring up Kai, we should have maybe not the whole thing, but 10 seconds of it.
Kai, is he from high school?
No, I met him at the dog park in Brooklyn when I was living on Flatbush and Fifth, right across from a great Cuban place. And I had a dog at the time named Steve, and I would take Steve up to Prospect Park on Sundays and walk him, and there'd be hundreds of people there. At the time, it was like, okay. And I met Kai and his wife, Duffy, and their dog, Bosley. And I just kept on running into them. And he was just like this hilarious, weird dude. And we've been friends ever since.
And is Kai a German name or a Hawaiian name? It seems like it could be either one.
Right. So he's part German, part Japanese.
Oh.
So he's all Axis. Yeah.
There you
His grandmother, I wish I remembered her name. I think he told me her name once, but his grandmother was like a famous artist. Or no, his mother was a famous artist in the Bay Area, which is where he lives now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he's got a fascinating story. I mean, that alone would be a whole podcast series. It'd be kind of like, you know, finding your neighborhood murder or however million of those there are. But it's just talking to Kai.
Kai grabbed audio from what feels like several dozen episodes and cut them into something that makes us sound like absolute degenerates. And I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah, especially you.
Yeah, mostly me. Welcome to Connor vs. Cobb, a podcast experience. I can't get no hobos to lick my ass.
Not a problem that Daddy has.
Yeah, you know, I do the bone thing. I do the bone thing. I'm gonna be charging though.
He went gay
based on the density of the bone. You know what I'll do? I'll just charge $1,000, right, for each bone.
I'm not saying that it's gonna go through the system too easy, but
each person. All right. So I'm making $300,000 in a month. Then it's a lot of money. But it's not enough that makes you go, that is disgusting.
You're hooking up with dudes for years.
They're called young boys. I've been aware of them for a long time.
But Suzuki method. It's something like kids will start doing it like
Suzuki
and
method.
I know where the fingering is and stuff like that. You know, it's great for discipline. Hold your shoulders back. No, that's how you get them in line. You put a finger in their butt.
I can't believe you put that by me as if I would know it. I mean,
I thought everyone knew what Suzuki method was.
It's remarkable to me that you just tried to put Suzuki method by me.
Someone gets pushed and then it's a headlock until someone comes. Naked people sliding all over each other with oil on them. Meanwhile, like, I can barely walk.
She's a kid. I mean, I don't know if she's seen. I don't know how many dicks she's seen.
I'd like to be 9 years old on the floor with Michael Jackson.
Like, how do you get the word out that you can do this and it's real?
Let's get retarded.
Nick Cobb. Oh my God.
Maybe that's actually what got us removed from Kosovo in Japan. Is you saying "Let's get retarded"? That's
look, defense. When I say young boys, I'm talking about a Swiss soccer team. What was the one you just sent? The "Let's get retarded." I'm talking about hearing that Black Eyed Peas song for the first time that wasn't the radio edit, and I had just learned that was the name of the song. God, I love that Suzuki Method is getting slandered like that when it's a violin technique that children do.
I forgot what it was. I wish you had told me. Well, when I'm talking about finger in the butt, I'm talking about when we went to the drive-through safari in Wisconsin, and that buffalo got way too close to my kids, and Amy yelled at me to stick a finger in his butt as if I could reach it. His ass was like 8 feet away, but I don't know why she thought that.
Right. And I said the finger in the butt thing too, because we both said it. I was talking about being at the Petaluma County Fair or Sonoma County Fair, and someone put their finger in the butt of a that's how they get the goats in line.
Wow.
Yeah.
God, I wonder what you make for that.
Did I tell you about this?
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
we go for the ugly dog competition. It's like world's ugliest dog. And it's like, I don't know, probably like early teens. Is that a tween? I guess that's a tween. And they're like, marching with their goat and stuff like that. And then if the goat gets out of line, they just go and just toss a finger in there.
Are they wearing a glove of any kind? Just
no.
Oh,
condom.
God.
They have a condom. No.
Is there a lot of money on the line or something?
No, it's a ribbon. You get a ribbon.
I'm not sticking a finger up a goat's ass for a ribbon.
No,
or maybe
you shouldn't.
Maybe I'd get caught up in the moment.
Imagine this though. You're living in that, what is it called? FFA world, Future Farmers of America. And you think this is just life. Sometimes you finger a goat. And then you get to college and people are like, what'd you get that ribbon for? And then later on, you're an adult and you're dating people and you're like, hey, I saw a ribbon in your drawer. What's that for? Oh, I used to finger goats. And my parents
whenever they
told
got
me
out of line.
Yeah. Only when they got out of line.
You're basically just a goat disciplinarian. That's what you are. God,
that's
just
disturbing.
That's a tough beat. Goodness. Okay, so Kai, back to Kai. So he has some hypotheticals, and I don't know if you took this image or not. I sent you a picture of the Steel Pier high diving horses. Here's the question. Would you instantly solve 50% of California's homeless problem?
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is survive a nude horse diving accident at a carnival.
Okay.
And if people don't know what that is, I don't know if people still do it. This is an old picture, so I don't think so. And I know there was a movie about it.
I kind of doubt people are still doing that.
I seriously doubt people are still doing it. I mean, these are like someone just has a horse and just dives off of a tower into water. That's it. I don't know how they thought of it.
Is his scenario nude?
I don't know if it was always nude or not. I mean, I don't know why it would be, but what a crazy time that it. We're not going to let women do anything. Rate? They can't vote. They can't open a bank account. They can't drive. Nothing.
You're talking about horses
they
can't
get
vote?
Naked and jump off of a platform.
Oh, women. I thought you were talking about horses can't vote. They can't rent a car.
No, I'm talking about the women that did it.
So it's just women who did it. I thought it was everybody.
I don't know if it was just women. I watched a movie about it years ago as a Disney movie, and that was a woman. And she went blind, and she still did it. There was this whole 5-minute scene of her like feeling the horse so she could remember like where to grab on. Because the horse runs by, and she jumps on the horse, and they dive off of a platform that's like 50 feet in the air. And that was her career. That was a career back then.
Yeah, for our audio listeners, it literally looks like someone is racing a horse, except it's going straight down. It looks like someone's in the final stretch of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
Except when you look at the direction that the tail is, you're like, oh no, that's going to that's not
no
going
saddle.
The right way.
No saddle. This horse ran past the person and they were able to get on, and there's no saddle, and they're able to hold on to the horse. It looks like they're riding the horse, and they're just plummeting.
Yeah. I don't think the horse can be into this?
I don't know. They use the same horse, I think, over and over. You can't afford a new horse every time.
Oh my God.
They're not that stupid. They know.
All right, so what's the question?
Here come the carrots.
If I do this, it solves the homelessness problem?
Only 50% of California's
50%.
homeless problem.
Well, dude, did you know that California alone is, I can't even remember the numbers, but it was something like 50 to 60% of the homeless people in the country were in California as of like 2-3 years ago. It's not as bad now as it was then.
It makes a lot of sense.
And I think it was like, no. The number, it was 25% of the nation's homeless were in San Francisco and LA is what it was.
Yeah. Well, you either have amazing weather or in San Francisco, amazing resources. So
yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it. I'll do it, even though I'm afraid of heights and horses
and nudity.
And nudity. Wait a minute. I forgot that part of it. So my balls are just on the back of this horse.
Well, the top, I guess, of him.
But that we call that its back.
Yeah, sure.
What?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. You don't ride a horse's top.
Sorry, the way I'm looking at a horse like pointing at 6 o'clock, and that's what I've been staring at.
Put the saddle on its top.
Right.
So it sounds horrifying. Like I said, I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of horses. I'm afraid of the ocean too.
And you're also afraid of tetanus. That's a steel pier you're jumping off.
I'm very afraid of tetanus.
And I doubt they've rounded off all the edges.
I just got my shot though.
So that would be one booster. you can feel good about.
Yeah, but I think you can get syphilis from riding a horse with a wet bathing suit, right? That's a Seinfeld.
I think that you have to do it.
I think you have to do it. But wait a minute. It also depends on what it means by solve the homeless problem.
We'll just make it simple and be, what do you mean?
I'm not doing it to put people in tents. I'm not doing it, but if it's getting people like mental health and addiction help, and then they have jobs and homes. Sorry, I hit the mic. If they have jobs and homes, then then I'm in. If it's just putting people in tents, if this is just to buy 40,000 tents, I'm not doing it.
Let's split the difference and say that you're just not even splitting it. Mm-hmm. Let's say that you're just moving all the homeless and putting them on Hollywood Boulevard. That's like they all get like a miniature house on Hollywood Boulevard. So like 2 steps up from what it is.
No, we got to do better than that.
All right. I mean, I'd do it. If it meant curing, then of course. I couldn't live with myself unless I jumped off of a very tall pier.
Yeah.
Naked.
I would do it for a solution, but not a Band-Aid.
Yeah. You're up top of the platform and you're like, is this going to be a real solution?
Well, is this going to be like how we throw $500 billion at it every year, and then we find out 60% of it went to some fucking no-show contract for the person who runs the program?
I like the idea of you continuously falling for this. Like every couple of years, you're like, is this going to be like last time?
I mean, are you doing this intentionally as a metaphor for California trying to address the homelessness problem?
No, but yeah, God, it's really, it's pretty pathetic.
We just keep throwing money at it with no strategy. And it's just money, just throw money. It's the same thing with education. We got to increase the spending. It's like, well, there have also been studies that show that there's very little correlation between spending and education outcomes too. Like, I mean, for example, India's not spending much on education and they're running laps around us. But anyway, all you need is books.
Well, we got a bunch of people that are thinking that the Bible was written in English and it's the only book that it's published in.
Therefore, we need LED chalkboards.
Yeah, that's going to make the difference. It is weird. Yeah, it is weird.
It's crazy. Nick, how's your relationship with your wife, Amy?
It's great, but she won't stop talking about it. That's my biggest issue with the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can we just, at any point, stop talking about it?
Amy, we're going to need you to shut up, please.
All right, I've got another one from Kai. These are just all bangers. Would you rather smoke crack and give the commencement speech at the West Point graduation?
Like at the peak of it? I think I'd want to do that regardless. I don't want to smoke crack, but maybe on edibles, give a West Point graduate.
No, this is gun to your head. You got to pick one of the two. So smoke crack and give the commencement speech at West Point.
That's incredible.
Or have everyone misunderstand one random word in every sentence you speak for 3 months. Which would be awful.
I think that is worse than it sounds at first thought. The more you think about that, the worse it gets.
For 3 months?
3 months. I think you got to do the crack. As long as you know there's no fentanyl in it. Look, I've never done any real drugs.
Right.
But I would have to do that. One of my friends, here's the reason I say I would do that, because naturally I'd be afraid of addiction or just like some one-off like overdose kind of deal or whatever. But one of my friends got forced to do crack twice at gunpoint.
Really?
Yeah.
And did he like it?
No, he was forced to. Both times, someone wanted him to prove. He gave someone a ride, and then he didn't realize that they were going to their drug dealer, and then the drug dealer thought that he was a cop, and they put a gun to his head and made him smoke crack.
Damn.
I can't give any more details about this because he's like, I don't want my wife to know.
God, that's tough. That's training day, man.
Yeah. Just imagine, you can't get out of it. Prove you're not a cop. He's like, I'm not a cop. I'm a college student. And they're like, then smoke crack. And he's like,
because that's what all college students do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would just assume that it's like how you have to prove you're not a robot every time you try to order from Long John Silver's online. And they're just... they're just like, we gotta know you're not a robot. And I'm like, don't you just take any money?
Right.
I'm a hush puppy guy big time, but I don't think that I need to like pick out all this traffic lights on this grid the size of a stamp.
Right. Now, why does Long John Silver's have integrity about that? They're like, we don't serve robots around here. We don't serve robots in these parts.
Dude, I just found out that Applebee's and IHOP are soon going to be joining in combining.
Uh-huh.
Applebee's and IHOP. Is that not crazy to you?
No, it doesn't matter at all.
You don't think
Hold on. Just the same parent company, or they're going to be the same?
No, they're going to be together.
Establishment. They'll be in the same building.
Yes, like Applebee's and just together.
Apple Hop.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you have to keep the hop in there. It can't be IB's. But
yeah, it's weird. I don't know how you do that. Yeah, never mind. I thought you just meant the same parent company, like a KFC Taco Bell situation.
Yeah, I mean, they already have the same parent company, I think.
They've
decided like they're both failing. Let's get them together and just submarine the motherfuckers.
Yeah, a double negative might turn into a positive. What is the strategy here?
I don't know. People, I guess, that niche that wants like silver dollar pancakes and an Oriental chicken salad at the same time.
Did I tell you?
Every time they combine, man, except for maybe they'll put like a Denny's in a gas station, okay, that's fine. You'll have a lot of Subways in the gas station, but that stuff just always the mishmash. I thoroughly enjoy it.
It's never the best experience of whatever that thing is. Brendan and I went to IHOP recently because I was watching it was some game where there was an ad. It was like IHOP. It was like $7 whatever, and I was like, I have to do this. It was like a breakfast for, I can't remember, it was $8 or something like that. It was nuts, and I was like, you can't do this anywhere. So Brendan and I was like, hey, man, there's an IHOP right by my house. He drives over. We get in the car. We're driving for quite a while. And then I realized, I was like, oh, the thing by my house is a Denny's, not an IHOP. So ends up being, we went way too far for this type of adventure. And then we sat in an IHOP. And then we both at the end were like, wasn't that bad, I guess. Which isn't really what you want from a meal.
No, I mean, what gets me are the pictures on any of those like diners. The pictures are you order this, like Tremendous 12 or whatever it is, and it comes on 3 plates, and then you get it, and it's like 3 saucers. It's so much smaller, than what you imagine it to be. It's like, well, this isn't some big deal. I thought I was going to be having like that steak from Great Outdoors. Thought this was going to be a challenge. Was it the 76er or something?
Are you getting steak at IHOP?
No, haven't you seen The Great Outdoors, the movie?
Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, but you just implied that you're getting steak at IHOP.
No, I'm saying that like you get one of those huge breakfast. And
I see.
Expect it to be huge, and it's actually that kind of shrinks on you.
I thought you were saying you were getting the steak and eggs at IHOP, and I was just gonna say,
I think
don't do that. Don't do that, Nick. Don't do it.
No.
It's not a good cut.
I'll take the ribeye.
Right.
With a Denver omelet.
What do you have in a lobster? Nick, are you ready to play the game Rank Them?
Yes, I am. Do you want to go ahead or do you want me to go ahead?
Well, let me explain what Rank Them is before we play this jingle. Jingle Master Tony just sent us a new one. It's a game. My friend Al and I started playing this in the year 2000. And we give 3 attributes. This is for a person who's perfect for you in every way, except for these 3 defining attributes or characteristics. Perfect for you. You're going to spend the rest of your life with them. You just have to rank the characteristics. Here's the jingle from Mr. Jingle Master.
You can't change the quirk or trait, the love of your life or the person you date. No hiding it or loopholes to escape. Time to list them, then debate. Rank them, a game of luck. Rank them, they all suck. Rank them, 1, 2, or 3. You pick that, whoa, crazy. Rank them, rank them, rank them.
I swear, man, he is a wizard.
He's got the touch.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was so good. All right, so Nick, you got to rank them. I don't have a rank them today because I know what you have prepared for me.
Well, Kai, again, just crushing it. He's got to rank them, but
it feels like if we ever monetize this podcast, we're going to have to give the 2 of them 80% of the show.
That's absolutely what it feels like. But he also came up with something new. But
let's hear the rank them first.
Okay. The rank them from Kai. A, constantly makes references to Hulk Hogan's autobiography in every conversation.
Oh, I love that. God, I love that.
B, kills bugs and spiders with their hands and wipes it on their clothes.
He always said 26-inch pythons, but they were more like 25. He confesses that, but 26 sounds better. Sorry, what was the second one?
Kills bugs, spiders, any insect with their hand and wipes it on their clothes.
Okay.
C, always wants to show you and everyone else up close magic tricks that are terrible, but they think are good.
Okay.
So basically, like when a kid shows you a magic trick.
Well,
like
this is great.
Yeah.
This is great for me. I actually liked both of these, and I'm going to ask Rachel to start doing them. Okay. I love magic. I want to go to the magic castle every single day. That's number 1. Even if it's bad magic, I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's easy number 1. Number 2 is going to be, Hulk Hogan. Easy. I love it. Except when we found out later that he was a crazy racist.
Right.
As long as he's talking about the old Hulkamania days up through Hollywood Hogan, that's fine. But let's not get into the later crazy racist stuff.
Right.
And then the
Takes
wiping.
a pivot. I haven't read it, but yeah. I mean, my order's the same.
Wiping
I think
spiders
that
on
the
the shirt,
magic
that's
trick's
too much.
adorable.
Yeah.
The Hulk Hogan is hilarious. I may actually do that different. I'll do Hulk, then magic, and then bug spiders, whatever. That I don't care. That does not bother me. But I just really enjoy the other two.
Yeah. All right.
So Kai came up with a different one called Spank Them instead of Rank Them. It's a hypothetical kids edition of Rank Them. So instead of thinking about, your ideal partner, you're talking about like an ideal like child in every way.
Mm-hmm.
Disciplining isn't an issue, excels in school, whatever. A lot of fun to be around, whatever. Except they're going to have one of these 3 attributes and you need to rank them. So Spank Them. Here we are. Number 1, a son that becomes a Scientologist.
Hold on. This is we're ranking what's the most tolerable thing for a kid?
Yes.
To worst? Okay.
Yes. So the first one is your son becomes a Scientologist at 12.
Specifically son. Okay. That's
tough.
Funny.
A daughter that actively speaks to her imaginary friend their entire life starting at 2 years old.
Okay.
Woo.
That's a lot. Entire life.
Yeah, for life. Yeah. A daughter obsessed with helicopters, tearfully demands you buy her one every birthday and Christmas, wants nothing else, and is openly resentful about it, will not accept other gifts from you. That is really hard.
That's tough because you don't want entitlement. You don't want your kid to be in a cult. And you also don't want your kid to sound crazy. I think I still have to do the imaginary friend first. No one's getting hurt. No one's getting labeled an oppressive person. No, there's no entitlement. So I got to go that one number 1. I got to go helicopter number 2. Got to go Scientology number 3, so that at least they're still in my life. Because if they end up separating from their family in Scientology.
Yeah, I think mine's going to be similar. I'm going to go helicopter 1 because I think there are workarounds. I can't buy a helicopter, but I can buy her a ride on a helicopter. I can buy her, and in a few years, I could buy her like helicopter flying lessons. And then encourage her to go into the military or something, learn how to fly a helicopter. 2 would be the imaginary friend, although that is tough. Because you got to figure, like, connected to that, they're probably not going to have many friends.
Yeah.
If they yeah. But yeah, I'd have to have Scientologist last. I couldn't just like have them leave and give me the double, the double Fs.
Yeah. I mean, you may as well say, your daughter's a Manson woman.
Yeah.
It's not much better than that.
God, really good. Really good stuff.
So Nick, we played Rank Them. We played Spank Them. Do you have anything else for us?
There's one more that he did. We could do it today or Friday called Thank Them. It's when you die.
Let's play Thank Them.
You die. Who do you want your wife to remarry to take care of? To take care of your wife and your child. So again, what's the most tolerable of these attributes to the least? Attributes.
Uh-huh.
The attribute of the horse. So here we are. Number 1 of someone who's potentially taking over your role as husband and father. The world's best Jim Belushi impersonator who has a substantial trust fund and a painkiller dependency. 2, a grave digger from the cemetery you were buried at has a huge hog.
A grave digger from the cemetery.
And 3.
Hold on, does that mean she met him at my burial?
Yeah. That's where they were first introduced.
The implication in there, that's just, it's, oh man. Okay.
But otherwise a good dude apparently. And 3, someone that you know. I would have to go.
What's the first one again? Oh, Jim Belushi.
The world's best Jim Belushi impersonator who has a substantial trust fund and a painkiller dependency.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd have to go 3, 2, 1. Someone that I know, that doesn't bother me. A grave digger from the cemetery I was buried at has a huge hog.
Yeah.
And then Jim Belushi.
I got to go that order too. I have to. It's just, if it's someone I know, it's a friend, it's a trustworthy person. That's good.
Yeah,
I want
man.
that.
I mean, Kai just hooking us up with some brilliant, really thought-provoking stuff.
The grave digger, it's a blue-collar job, hard worker.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then the Jim Belushi impersonator is such a hilarious job. But then the painkiller addiction that's a wild twist. So I can't do that, man. Anything you'd like to promote, Nick Cobb?
No. I think I'm going to be at Zany's Wednesday night, but yeah. If you hear this on Wednesday, you want to come up to Rosemont?
Chi-Town, they call it. I'm going to be in Chicago, Illinois with Nick Cobb, December 5th. Mahomet, Illinois with Nick Cobb, December 6th. That place is awesome. If you guys are anywhere in that part of Illinois, you should go. And then I'm going to be in Des Moines at the Funny Bone. Then I'm going to be in Vienna, Virginia, and then Roanoke, Virginia, and then San Diego. And there's a couple more coming. We'll have more information in a week or so. I guess that's enough. Go to my website, ryanconnorcomedy.com. You can get my book, albums, special stuff like that. Thank you, guys. You've been wonderful.
Super fun. Bye-bye.
Just a couple of guys palling around, coming out of your speakers, a beautiful sound. They debate, berate, and have a laugh or two. Connor v. Cobb, for me and for you. La 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 la, la 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 la. Connor v. Cobb, for me and you.
Ryan and Nick. Nick and Ryan. The Scoundrels of the Hour.